Hello, everyone. Welcome. Here we are yet again. I'm going to do my best not to say like in this video. I said it a lot in my last video, and the thing of it is I don't plan on what I'm going to say, and if I start telling a story, the way these things go, I was telling a story about one of my friends, and then I was thinking, well, if my other friend it was about MS, and I was thinking if my other friend that has MS watches this, they're going to say, well, no, that didn't happen to me. I'm like, oh, I have to make sure to tell everyone I have two friends that have that. Just as I'm going along, there's things that come up. I do have a mind like that. It's very quick to come up with all the answers. I left my car door open overnight, and it pours rain here. And it was because I had gotten home from the pharmacy and I came in with my medication. You guys know I have asthma, and I was like, oh, I only have one. Oh no, I must have left it, it might have dropped out of my hand because I was just carrying them in my hand. And this is all in a matter of a split second. I thought, oh, I have to, maybe it dropped when I dropped my earbud out of my pocket, and, sorry, put some blush on my nose. New trend I've seen. And so I was looking for it, and then I came inside and I realized in that amount of time, and of course I was thinking I'm gonna have to call the doctor, have him re-prescribe it, all this going on. And as I came inside, I opened the bag and it had both of them in it. So I was like, okay, phew. Well, in that quick thinking, I had left my door open. And so the next morning, somehow obviously, I think a neighbor came by and closed it, or the wind knocked it closed, but I went to get in it and it took a second. I sat there and I was like, okay, wait a second. This is all wet here. Nothing else is wet in the car. I'm looking, I don't have a sunroof. So I got out and it's like, okay, this is obvious. It's all in this spot, and my seat was soaked. My butt was wet. I had to go in, get different pants, get a bunch of towels. So that's just an example of how quick my mind thinks of things as far as, all the outcomes that could have happened in that moment, other than they were just in the bag together. And that caused me to leave my door open. So I may say the occasional it's just how it goes. Inhale. Exhale. Work has been retail in the holiday season. It's living up to be. When I get off of there, I have to let my mind just run itself out, because there's at least a good hour where I just feel like I'm dying, and it is dramatic. And I think I don't ever want to do this again. But then if I didn't do it, I have a feeling I'd probably be sitting there thinking, man, I haven't felt like I was dying in a while. I need to do something to make me think about dying. I mean, isn't that what extreme sports are for? I know that there's, with work, how it is, and you have your coworkers. I definitely can appreciate a good trauma bond, because we all have to go through what we're going through. And then once there's a pause, you just have enough time to kind of look at each other like, oh my God, are you seeing what I'm seeing? Yes, I'm seeing it. And there was a girl first day, so I was kind of helping her, which was, kind of a lot, but I love to do that. I like people to feel as great as they can when they start a new job. I know how important that is. And she was dealing with a lot, the people were getting really stressed out, and so I was trying to help it hurry along, and of course then I was kind of messing up my own transactions in the process. But at the end of it all, I we had a chance to talk about it, and she just goes, oh no, well, that didn't bother me at all. I work, before I worked in fast food. So I'm like, well, that's amazing because it bothered all of us. We were all stressed out, but she's perfectly fine. And it reminded me of how, so she's already been in the deep end as far as dealing with people with fast food. I never did work in fast food, so I don't know, but I can imagine if that young girl was completely calm from what I saw, and it was from fast food, then that gives me an idea of what fast food's like. And it reminded me of when I first learned how to surf, because my friend took me in really scary waves to the point where you almost hyperventilate before you go out there. And there's been a couple times I've even gone to places where you can't even get out no matter how hard you try to paddle. And there's, I forget what that's called, where it's like drifting you down this way and you're trying to paddle out, and there's a couple times I got really angry. I was a lot younger, so I didn't have like the patience for that. I think I've said like 3 times. I'm doing a little subtle tally in my head. Inhale, exhale. I am letting go, I am free. But yes, that friend ended up taking me on really easy waves. Where'd my hair thing go? After that, and I was kind of mad, like, how come you didn't start me on these waves instead of what you started me on? And the whole point of it is now you'll never be scared of anything else. So it's one way of doing things. It's not for everybody. I am letting go, I am free. I went to the chiropractor on Thursday, and as he was finishing up, he said, well, I won't see you next Thursday because it's Thanksgiving, so I'll see you in 2 weeks. I wasn't prepared for that. I just sat there and I'm like, whoa, wait a minute here. So that means not next week, in 2 weeks? I've already become addicted to this. So when I went out to the front desk, I was talking to them with, being stressed out about it. And they said I could actually come in Tuesday. So it did make me realize I need to start thinking about the fact that I'm going to be doing less and less of that. So that's okay. I just wasn't ready just right then. Inhale, look up. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, half lift. And an interesting thing I learned about nerves. So I had a pinched nerve, and when the nerve's directly connected to the brain. And so when it gets pinched, it does cause a lot of pain because it wants to alert you that this needs to be taken care of, because you need the brain to completely function how it needs to function. And I have a theory about that, because when it was at its worst, there was a time where it was seemed like a couple weeks where I was having a really difficult time figuring out what day it was. And I know that happens to a lot of people, but it was out of the norm to the point where and obviously I was working a lot, doing all that, but it wasn't that kind of a not knowing. It was like I would ask someone what the day was, and they would tell me Saturday, and I'd sit there and go, are you sure it's not Tuesday? I could have swore it was Tuesday. And then they would say it's Saturday, and I couldn't compute. And I feel like that's related because, and also I noticed, I looked back on, it seemed like 3 or 4 of my videos during that time. And for whatever reason, if it's all related, they were all had the wrong dates on them, even to the point of having a wrong month. Like it said, because we're in November, some of them said August, or, I go in sequential order. So I had to go back and edit a couple of them. My theory is that is related to that pinched nerve. I don't know for sure. That's just like anything else. It can't 100% be proven, but remember, guys, in the game of life, the most unbothered wins. That girl that was new on her first day and dealt with all those challenges and was completely unbothered. It's really winning that day. I hope you all have a wonderful day. I love hearing from you. And sorry, I got a little bit of a frog in my throat today. Maybe do some vocal exercises or something. I know I've been talking about not doing as many of these videos, and I've actually been not doing as many because of the holidays and things just going. And I think a part of it is also, if I think about how I've made I've made 170 of them. And if I think about that, it seems like so much, but the whole point of them, right, in life is just to do it one day at a time. And so that's what we're going to do. Today is today. Tomorrow is tomorrow. And Thanksgiving is Thanksgiving. And we're not going to worry about that. Have a beautiful day. Like, comment, and subscribe. And reach out to me. I love hearing from you.